Hello and welcome to this edition of Bayou Time. I'm your host, Keith Whiteside, licensed clinical social worker with Terrible Home Care. Very glad you're joining us. However you may be joining us, we appreciate it very, very much. And I know you can feel the cool air outside, and we appreciate it. But that cool air reminds me that some really cool things are being done in our community. Very few of those, to me, make a bigger difference than Toys for Tots. Very glad to have back on the program Chef Tim Saunier. Tim, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you, Keith.
We appreciate it. Sitting next to him, Tracy Gotro, also with Toys for Tots. Tracy, thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Keith.
And so, it's just one of those things where we think about in our community the impacts that are made. But this was a vision a long, long time ago. I always like for people to kind of understand how we got to this point. Tim, tell us just a little bit about that history.
Well, a Marine Major, about Major Hendricks. His wife was a kind of, I guess, hobby. She made like Raggedy Ann dolls, like little dolls. And
Right.
She gave a bag to her husband. She says, go out in the community and find out the need and try it for Christmas.
Right.
And so he brought it to work and trying to find it. And then their office kind of started chipping in and making it grow the first year. And really that was the start of it. And I guess when the commandant and the commanders got wind of it, they said, this is a great community outreach program to reach out to the community and help local communities with children in need so they have a Christmas gift on Christmas morning.
Right. And it's just a great idea. The whole concept of giving back to your community. I mean, our law enforcement does so much to give to our community, to give back to our community, to keep our community safe. And we talk about that all the time. All of the marriages, if you will, of all law enforcement, which I love, because even though you pass a parish line, that doesn't mean that there isn't continuous and continuity of the support that you're going to get from Lafourche, from St. Mary, from Terrebonne, and all the way around. I love the fact that there are no lines there. I like the fact that this program said, go and see where the need is. It's very similar to how you guys take care of our communities.
Yes, I mean, they have a Lafourche program, and we communicate often with them. And look, if we have a great year and they have a need, look, we share resources. The bottom line is, especially with the program, we want to make sure every child has something to wake up to on Christmas, and that's important. Yeah. And there's really no parish line when it comes to that.
Yeah, and it's one of those things. I brag about it all the time. I brag about it wherever I travel. And so, Tracy, one of those things is, we've had Mr. Linwood up here for a long, long time, and he carried this program for a long time, and just a special guy. And I know he's still got his impact, right?
He does. And I mean, a lot of things that he's set in the foundation, we still do today. And, we got a lot more volunteers. And I think back when Mr. Linwood started, he started back in 1960. And
just 1960.
Yeah,
right?
1960.
Yeah.
And, as long as when I was in the Marine Corps, I knew he was involved in it. I'd come home on leave. And then when I retired, I helped him. And I said, well, look, you ever need any help, let me know. And then he came, he says, I'm not getting any younger, and I'd like you to take it over. And I'm like, so that was the
passing of the torch, right?
And then through that, and look, he's had so much impact on it. It took him a while to let it go. And then Tracy was helped. We were all, and then we kind of became a team. Now it's me and Tracy, but we have great volunteers, and we have a lot of help that makes it successful.
And we're going to highlight them a little later, because when we talk about the impact and the things that we kind of get done now and things we get done today as compared to what they did in 1960, it's important for us to realize that doesn't happen without a lot of blood, sweat, and tears.
Right.
That's right.
And sometimes some crying, but it's all for the good of the kids. And that's one thing that's really exciting for me is that it's all about the kids. It's all about making sure that the kids are validated and supported. And sometimes parents can't always do it. And so I know that we spend a lot of time doing that. And I love the fact that these programs start with such humble beginnings to really build to do something really dramatic in our communities. And so that's just one of those things I'm really, really excited about. So Linwood kind of picked it up, was kind of a man of one, got some help, pulled you in, Tim. And so it's interesting that this Marine's wife kind of lit a match, right? and gave it to him. And then that match became a torch. Mr. Linwood lit a torch, and now he's passed that torch on to you guys, and it's burning bright. I mean, it really, really is burning bright. And so that's just so very exciting as it gets a little cooler. And maybe, just maybe, some of those parents that are wondering, how am I going to do this? I think now in the back of their mind, especially those people seeing this, they're like, oh, yeah, I forgot that wonderful program, Toys for Tots, that we've heard about for many years, that Linwood has done, that Sheriff Tim Saunier now does with Tracy Gautreaux. I've got that as an option. And it's just really, really cool, especially what we've come out of, the several years of COVID and then Ida, and then, especially with the displacement, still so many people displaced. We kind of talk about that all the time, but the excitement of what we're doing. So how did last year kind of go? As we wrap up this, we'll talk about it a little bit. Last year was pretty remarkable, wasn't it?
Yes. Last year was very remarkable. We estimate that we helped probably anywhere from 7,500 to 8,000 children in this community. What a blessing, just to be able to offer that.
8,000 kids.
Remarkable, isn't it?
Right?
Remarkable.
That our that's hard to swallow.
Right, exactly. Even with the tragic events of Ida, and it's amazing that our parish and our community has come together to help us to be able to facilitate this.
And that's just a shot. Thank you, Jay. We appreciate that as we wrap up this first segment. We want you to know there's a lot more pictures, a lot more things to talk about as we take a short break, but 8,000 kids getting something that they didn't expect and maybe thought they would never get, and they did. And so we're going to take a short break. Y'all stick around with us?
Sure.
All right, we appreciate it. All right, guys, you do that as well. We'll be right back right here on Bayou Time.
Today's social media segment is brought to you by Parabon General Health Systems, modern technology, and timeless caring. Rouse's, you're either local or you're not. Buick, the craft of modern luxury. St. Martin and Bourke, know your rights. South Louisiana Bank, it's better when we bank together. Waits and Downer, attorneys at law. Terrebonne Ford, built Ford tough. Alford and Associates, for all of your insurance needs. CIS, Cardiovascular Institute of the South, the highest quality cardiovascular care available. Barker Honda, the Barker family tradition of quality.
Hello and welcome back to this edition of Bayou Time. Again, your host, Keith Whiteside, licensed clinical social worker with Terrebonne Home Care. Very glad to be joined by Sheriff Tim Saunier, Tracy Gautreaux, both with the Houma Terrebonne Toys for Tots. Such an exciting program. And you guys, I mean, I know you said this rather cavalier, Tracy, last segment. Oh, it's just 8,000 kids or so. That blows me away that we've gotten to the point where a Marine's wife said, you know what, maybe I could make a doll for somebody. And that becomes 8,000 in our area.
Right.
And that's just remarkable. And so just really, really cool. And so I know that there's lots of fundraisers and how we do that. Let's talk about one of the ones that really kind of brings in a lot of those funds for us.
So we have several that help to even sponsor us.
Right.
Now, in addition to the ones that we put on, one of our big ones this year is going to be the grand finale car show that will be held at the Civic Center. They will start running from December 8th until December 10th. Okay. And for their collection, they are collecting bikes. They're collecting Matchbox cars that they hope to fill the bed of a truck. And they also collect toys for us. Okay. This is a picture from last year's collection, and you can see they did such an amazing job. We were blown away. When we went to pick up, my jaw probably hit the concrete.
Wow.
It was amazing. I'm getting on the phone with Sheriff Saunier, and I'm like, we need trucks here. We need wagons. Right. I need help.
Yeah.
So we were pretty floored by them and their success at collecting for us.
Yeah, and it's just so very nice to be able to see, if the three of us decide we really want to do something and we try to do it all, we can't. But if we get the community involved, if we reach out and say, hey, you know, 1 becomes 10, becomes 10, becomes 100.
Right.
And now we got all these people focused on doing this because it's the right thing to do. Right. And so you mentioned the Matchbox cars. They wanted to fill what? They wanted to get enough of them to fill?
They want to fill a truck bed. And
Wow.
they did it
Matchbox.
last year. We had so much.
Yeah, and so you can
It
see
was
that right there on the
amazing.
left. Those are those
Correct.
Matchbox cars and that beautiful
Right.
old truck right there. As you can see, Tim, with some of the guys there right outside of the Civic Center, Bayou People Overland Civic Center. Really excited about all of the things that they're doing and are done. And again, it's just remarkable. So last year, those kinds of places really stepped up, right?
Absolutely. And, you know, not only that, right now we're in over 130 locations throughout Terrebonne Parish. And everything that is collected in Terrebonne Parish, it remains in Terrebonne Parish
Stays here.
to service our kids.
Yeah. And that's a really big deal.
Absolutely.
I like that. And so those 130 places, where can somebody go? If they're watching this and there's a lot of people watching going, you know what? I need to go get a bike and drop this off today. I need to find out what I need to do. Can they go to
You know,
your website?
I can give you a few.
Okay.
We have Terrebonne Parish Sheriff's Office,
Right.
HPD, City Marshal's Office, our 2 hospitals, Terrebonne General and Jobert.
Mm-hmm.
There's many more. We have local schools that are involved, the school board office itself.
Right.
So if anybody has any questions about that, our website is on the local website is on the toysfortot.org
Toysfortots.org. And that's it
Facebook
right
page.
there. Thank you, Jay.
Right. And, you know, they can go on there to reach out to us,
Yeah.
and I can let them know where to go.
Right, and again, you know, those 130 places are there. That's available. We can,
Right.
and again, that also talks about community involvement, right?
Correct.
It says that there's 130 different organizations. I love the fact that the first 7 of those were all law enforcement and support, right?
Correct.
Because they've wrapped their arms around this. They said this is something that we're going to do and we're going to do well, and that's exciting. Is there anything that we learned last year? I know we learned a little bit something different each year. Anything we learned last year that we're doing a little differently this year?
Well, I think every year we kind of try to slightly improve everything. And, you know, our goal at the end is to make sure every child that needs, you know, I'm going to tell you right now, a child needs to have a toy Christmas morning.
Absolutely, no question about it.
And we try
Every
to,
single one.
every goal of reaching out at every space, every organization to find a need, to make sure we have a means of getting it. So every year it's a constant improvement thing. It's like, look, the goal is we can reach every child that we possibly can.
Right.
And we're always bouncing different ideas, and we were talking prior to getting it on for next year on where we are now and where we want to go next year, where we know we can even hopefully reach even more children.
Wow. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to the number this year. You know, it doesn't matter to me what it is. I'm really looking forward to it. And the reason is because these programs grow because it's the right thing to do at the right time. And very often it's being done for some people that can't really do it themselves. I mean, we're seeing all of the problems with inflation, all of the problems with supply chain, all of the problems with not being able to get enough people to work, all of those things that are really struggling in our area. But we also have those people that are at home and either can't work or unable to work, or can't really afford. Heck, there are people that have to decide between Christmas or the electric bill, right?
Absolutely.
So that's one of those things that we want to do. So last year, 8,000. And again, I'm just so very excited that you guys are able to do that. I love the fact that the phone call comes in like, Rutro, we need a lot more help to come and pick this stuff up. And so, again, you can see some of these places where there are options for dropping off. That one's Terrebonne General Health System there. Again, this is outside of one of the buildings. I think it's also
That's
Terrebonne
Mulberry.
And Mulberry School. That's right.
Mulberry
Very good. Thank
Elementary.
you. And again, that's the Marine Corps Reserve asking for that. Thank you, Jason. What a great idea to be able to show you, look at the volume of pins that you can go and drop off. It makes it so easy to go and be a part of the Marine Corps Reserve Toys for Tots, and it's our Houma Terrebonne Toys for Tots, and we're so very thankful to have Sheriff Tim Saunier with us, as he's been a champion of this cause way before he ever came into office. He's been doing it since he was in the Marines, and so Tracy as well doing that. So thank y'all very, very much. What I want to do is take a short break, and when we come back, I want to let people know about some of the events coming up that they can be a part of and kind of help celebrate getting these toys for kids. So stick around with us. You guys do the same at home. We're going to be right back, right here on Bayou Time.
Today's social media segment is brought to you by Parabon General Health Systems, modern technology, and timeless caring. Rouse's, you're either local or you're not. Buick, the craft of modern luxury. St. Martin and Bourke, know your rights. South Louisiana Bank, it's better when we bank together. Waits and Downer, attorneys at law. Terrebonne Ford, built Ford tough. Alford and Associates, for all of your insurance needs. CIS, Cardiovascular Institute of the South, the highest quality cardiovascular care available. Barker Honda, the Barker family tradition of quality.
Hello and welcome back to this edition of Bayou Time. Again, your host, Keith Whiteside, licensed clinical social worker. Thanks so much for joining us as we welcome back to the program. Sheriff Tim Saunier. Tim, thanks for joining us again.
Thank you.
Sitting next to him is Tracy Gautreaux. Of course, both with the Houma Terrebonne Toys for Tots. And look, it's one of those things where we've teased it enough. We want to let people know how they can register. And so, Jay, let's put that first flyer up and let people know the Toys for Tots. You can go to their website. It's toysfortots.org. Very, very simple. toysfortots.org. But when you do that, Jason's going to walk us through a little bit, as Tracy tells us how easy it is to register.
It is. So it will ask you your state, and then, of course, it'll come up county, which for us is parish.
Parish, right.
And it will redirect you to our Houma Toys for Tots website.
Right.
Once you're in, you just fill out all the information. Make sure you include a working phone number and a good email address that you do check.
Right. And it says you agree to all the guidelines.
Absolutely.
That we have to, because we have to be monitored for how
Right.
that happens. But again, that phone number, very, very important. Contact name and maybe a second phone number as well. If you got another relative that maybe you can give out a number. I know very few people have home phones anymore, but a second number that in case somebody we can't get through, we want to be able to talk with them.
Right.
Very good. Now, the other thing that people need to know is we got some events coming up. We got some ways that that people are going to be donating. So let's talk about the first one on December the 2nd. Jason, if you don't mind putting that one up. Tracy, tell us a little bit about this one.
So this event, it'll actually be in the grass area between Greg LeBlanc Toyota and Greg LeBlanc Hyundai. We have a lot of things going on that day over there. The event will be from 10 a.m. until 3 p.m. We have local musicians that will perform for us.
Oh, wow.
And the business will provide hamburgers and hot dogs for us. They will have Santa Claus at this event. So we hope that you bring out the children. Santa Claus will arrive promptly at 10 a.m. So get the kids out there early.
Right.
Bring your new unwrapped toys to donate. And help us with this collection. Sheriff Saunier will be on site that day collecting any monetary donations that anybody would like to drop off.
So, and we encourage that. We encourage the quiet kind, not the loud kind. Come and donate whatever you can.
Right, and just to mention also that if they are writing a check out to us, a check or a money order, those amounts for businesses are tax deductible.
Tax deductible.
Right.
So just one of those things if you want to get your business involved, right?
Absolutely.
Yep. Very good. So, and again, that one's on December the 2nd. It's in the grassy area between Greg LeBlanc Toyota and Greg LeBlanc Nissan.
Hyundai,
sorry. Greg LeBlanc, Hyundai and Toyota. Very good. Gotcha. So excited about that, but also want to let you know we got another one. If you missed that one on the 2nd, we got another one on the 9th, right, Tracy?
Right. And the one on December 9th, it will be in the Walmart parking lot. This year, we've had to move because there is some construction going on where we normally hold it.
That's right.
So we'll be in the back behind Burger King.
Okay.
In between Burger King and the Walmart Gordon Center.
Okay.
This event will run from 9 a.m. until 2 p.m. And this event, this is a special day for us. Our volunteers dress up as elves. We have Indian Santa out there.
Oh, my.
And, this year we've gotten a lot more community involvement. I have the Marine Corps League and the Women's Auxiliary that will be cooking hamburgers and hot dogs for us.
Oh, my. Very nice.
I have several other organizations. The Lions Club in Montague is going to come out and do vision screenings for the children.
Oh, cool.
I have a a local lady that has a pony she's going to bring out to let the kids pet.
Pet the pony.
We have clubs that are going to be out there making ornaments with the children. We're hoping to get a lot more other events. We will have musicians that day. We have Mr. Rick Price that's going to play from 9 until 11.
Okay.
And Mr. Tony Bergeron that will play from 12 until 2.
Oh, my.
So
Very
we're
cool.
happy to have them on this year also to bring a little bit festivities to our event.
I like it. Lots of things going on. Jason, put that flyer up one more time because I want you to know that it's going to take place in the Walmart parking lot. You can just go into Walmart, buy several of the toys that you want to donate, and come drop them off.
Absolutely.
It's nice and simple. You don't have to make a whole lot of effort. You're already there. And quite frankly, most of us visit Walmart pretty often as it is anyway. Go and be able to do that. We've got all of those wonderful volunteers. And I want to spend a little time now talking about how we can't get any of these things done without the volunteers. You know, at one time it was just Mr. Linwood. He started asking around. Tim was always, every time he came down from the service, he would go and help. But now we've got up to almost 60 volunteers.
That's right.
And let's talk about their dedication, Tracy.
You know, it's one of those things. If I call and ask, I need you, they show up.
Yeah, you don't ask twice, huh?
No, I never have to ask
In fact,
twice.
sometimes you don't have to ask once.
Right, they're calling me.
That's exactly
You
right.
know,
They want to know,
when do
where
you
am I
need
going
me
to be?
again?
Right.
Right.
And they're going to dress up. You can see some of them there, some wonderful volunteers. You probably recognize some of those people right here in our community and really making a difference for everyone. This Toys for Tots has come such a long way, but it's come a long way here.
Absolutely.
And its impact is dramatic. And that's just really, really cool. So I want to say thank you for the time and dedication that y'all spend kind of honing your craft, if you will, as you've learned from the best about what to do and made it better. And so we appreciate that. And so, again, to shout out to those wonderful volunteers who make a difference, a shout out to you guys as well. And for parents and families that aren't really sure, Jay put the website up one more time. You can just go to Toys for Tots and you can look for Houma Terrebonne. It's going to ask for parish. Just look for Houma Terrebonne. It will navigate you through and you can register for getting a toy for your child and how to come and pick it up. Right? Final thoughts, Tracy?
We still need your help.
I know it.
You know, this is...
As well as we did, we still need help.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Without our volunteers, without your donations, we would not be possible.
Right. Gotcha. I appreciate it. Last thoughts?
Well, look, this is about, you know, the whole event. When you look at it, it's family friendly.
Right.
And that begins of memories for children just participating.
Getting a kid a toy for Christmas. Thank y'all so much. And that'll do it for this particular segment of Bayou Time. Don't go anywhere. A lot more local programming right here on HTV.